I didn't hold a funeral for Zuko. The night of his death, a man and a woman in blue tracksuit came over. They told me that they had been his longtime designated body handlers. There was no sign of grief on their faces. They just moved his body into a body bag like it was usual. Business as usual. They unlisted and cancelled the phone number. His favorite 3-month-old adult magazine was also thrown into the body bag and taken away. All that was left to me was Zuko's own credentials to his business app and all of the contact information for his informants over the years. He seemed to know that I would need all of this one day. In one night, it was almost as if this person had never even existed. It was like magic. Well, it befitted the style of the magician. I didn't wait until the next day. I followed the lead that Zuko had given me and contacted multiple informants on this. Of his, not on this. I quickly located the address of the man who had delivered the bomb to my house. Vengeance was not my only purpose. Another thing that had caught my attention was the small item that Zuko had taken off the bomb. It was such a unique item that I had recognized it instantly. There was no mistake. I had made something similar to this over a dozen times myself. I couldn't be more familiar with the technique. When he came back from the laundry, still humming a tune, he didn't notice my existence at all. After he had given the password to his contact system, assassin number 7, one of my younger colleagues, lay on the floor with a hand covering his slit throat. He was looking at me with a face full of regret as I sat in his computer chair wearing his baseball cap. I lit a cigarette. As one does. Memories were flooding through me. Ray never smoked. He said smoking would make a person dull, so he always had a bottle of gum with him and he would take one whenever he needed to be alert. I had eventually developed the same habit after spending so much time with him, but now I pursed my lips, watched the white smoke leaving my mouth, twisting in the air and disappearing. Those memories of us should disappear just like the smoke. 2 a.m. the other side finally logged on. Mission accomplished. Did she say something? Not exactly, but she had something she wanted. Faster! I'm on a time constraint. Had something she wanted me to pass on to you. In 3 days, 4 a.m., Warehouse 5 at the port. As he logged off, Zuko's app buzzed. There was a new order, and the payment was good. Coincidentally, the target of this order was the same person that I was going to meet. The wind tonight felt unusually cold. Ray had just finished his business and had sent away his men. He was standing under the streetlight in front of Warehouse 5 by himself and had just put a piece of gum in his mouth. The fallen leaves were swept up into the air by the wind and blown towards where I was hiding. He looked up, his eyes squinted, his mouth curled into a perfect arc. It was the same expression he had on his face every time he saw me in the past. I turned my head and looked away. I knew it was just a trick that he was using to play me. But I just couldn't force my finger to pull the cold trigger. A gunshot. I wiped away the tears. I was leaning on a rock near the dam, facing the ocean, with Ray's coat over my shoulders. My mind was slipping away from me, along with the warmth as it slowly left my body. Is Mexico on the other side of the ocean? No, I don't think it's the right direction. The ocean is so dark. When is the sun going to come out? Carlos must be in class right now. Maybe school is almost over. Is it snowing? No, it can't be. I must be dreaming, must be. Heavenly Father, please take me to him. Don't let me wander in the wilderness alone, please. Okay. Well, let's see what's up with Carlos. We were heading toward... No, Yi, sorry. Oh, that's just the name of the letter. We were heading towards the port in a black sedan driven by Yi. She had received reliable information that Mr. Lin had some business at the warehouse there tonight, and I should be able to see him. Before heading out, Yi had prepared all kinds of weapons, even some hand grenades. She said I had already become an enemy of the Black Dragon Gang, and showing up like this after escaping prison was practically committing no more me. If I insisted on going, we had to be prepared. But all of the weapons were too difficult for me to use. It took me forever to figure out how to use a handgun, not to mention the others. So in the end, I decided to only take a gun with me. No matter what happened tonight, I had to take this opportunity and get answers from Mr. Lin. We were about 1 kilometer away from the port when Yi stopped the car. I opened the door. To be honest, I wish you wouldn't leave me. Yi grabbed at my clothes. There was barely any human traffic around here, nothing except a group of trees nearby. It felt a little creepy indeed. But I have to go. How about I leave you the gun? You idiot, that's not what I mean. Her face became red. For some reason, my heart was suddenly beating faster, and my face was getting red too, even hot. I even felt my hair perking up. Was what they called I love... Yi pulled her hand back into the car. I'll be waiting here. Then she rolled up the window. I stared at her from outside, nodded my head, and walked towards the port. No matter what, I must come back in one piece. I had so many things I wanted to tell her. Halfway to the port, I heard a strange sound of a bird chirping. It didn't sound like regular birds, and I began to worry about Yi. I ran back to where the car was. The black sedan was still there, but the driver's side door was wide open and there was no one inside the car. I saw a few drops of blood on the ground near the door. I got into the car and started the engine. I was driving at the highest speed possible. I went through every single road and alley I could find nearby, but I couldn't find any other cars or people that looked suspicious. The sun had come out and I still couldn't find Yi. In the end, I didn't see Mr. Lin at the port, and I had lost Yi. She was gone just like that. There were too many people who had a reason to harm her. It could be an enemy of the Blood Gang, or it could be someone who had a personal grudge like Mr. Quan. It was all my fault. I should not have let her wait for me there. Lord, please bring her back to me. Carlos. Okay, let's see if we can fix this one fast. Okay, This. I wiped away the tears. What if you over here stop crying? Can't do that. Oh, but we can do this. This might be it. Hopefully, because we're running out of time. 2 gunshots. His bullet grazed my left shoulder and mine went through his right eye. I guess you could call it bullseye. I stood upon the dam facing the dark ocean with Ray's coat over my shoulders. I could still feel the final warmth from his body. Tears were streaming down my face and dancing in the wind. Eventually, the warmth was gone. Farewell, Ray. I pushed his already cold body down the dam and it kept rolling into the pitch black water below. In the middle of the waves, I thought I heard Carlos calling my name. Ow! I turned around. The wind had blown Ray's coat off my shoulders, and it carried the coat into the ocean. On the other side of the road, my younger brother, whom I hadn't seen in 9 years, was standing under a streetlight. It wasn't a dream. It really wasn't a dream this time. He wasn't moving though. He must have seen me push Ray down. I didn't know whether I should go forward or back away. I never imagined that this would be how our Heavenly Father would punish me. What are you talking about? I brought you two together! Meanwhile, seeing Carlos at that moment made me temporarily lose my assassin's instincts. I didn't even notice the amateur who had followed behind Carlos and was now staring at me from behind the cargo container 20 meters away from me. He was just an amateur with an amateur weapon, who cares? But he got me. The bullet went straight through my heart. I only had 7 seconds left. I stepped forward 20 meters away, 6 seconds, 16 meters, 5 seconds, 10 meters, 4 seconds. I don't have time for this. Touched his hand, 2 seconds. I kissed his forehead, 1 second. Forgive me. Complete the profile of Carlos, ending unlocked. Alicia and Carlos reunited for a brief moment. I sent Yi away in her black sedan and then immediately ran towards the port. It was almost daytime. There were no fishermen around yet, and everything was so quiet at the port. Warehouse 5 was located at a corner of the outskirt of the port. I could already see it in the distance. Then I heard a loud gunshot come from that direction. When I finally got there, I saw two people on the dam in front of the warehouse. One of them had just pushed the other down the dam. It was Mr. Lin. He had just fallen into the ocean. The one standing on the dam was a woman. Her long and curly maroon hair was dancing wildly in the wind. It was almost like death was cheering her on. It hadn't been too many years since I had last seen her, but I could still recognize her in a heartbeat. It had been too many years. I hesitated, then called out her name. She turned around. Our eyes met. I was right, it was her. It was Alicia. It was my big sister. I couldn't understand what I was feeling, and I couldn't move my feet even 1 inch. Another gunshot came out of nowhere. I didn't realize it had anything to do with us at first, not until Alicia had come so close to me I didn't notice that blood was coming out of her chest. She had been bleeding as she walked from where she was all the way to where I was. It was a little red stain. It was like a little red stream following her footsteps. She touched my hand and kissed my forehead. She said something, but it was too quiet and I couldn't hear it. My tears were flooding down my face uncontrollably. They were dropping on her hands and on her face. Why would this happen to me, to us? Damn it! Okay, I can't get a good one there. And I can't get okay. Retry. You do that, and that can't be there. This? That only fixes Carlos. That's not good enough. So I'm just gonna screech through this. Yeah, with the running to the port and the fishermen and all of that. Warehouse 5, and I don't have time. Oh no, gunshots. That's scary. Mr. Lin. Now he's dead. There was a woman, and that's Alicia, and that's good. Now we just need to figure out how not to get her killed, and preferably fast, cause I'm running out of time. Okay, still bad. Okay, you turn your head and look away. This? Nope. So this? Nope. Okay. Why can't that be there? Piss. Oh, this might be it. Two gunshot with the shoulder and the right eye, and then the dam and the dark ocean and Ray's coat, and then the body and up. It seemed quite dangerous. I threw his coat into the air and let the wind carry it into the ocean. Time to go. But I have to go. You idiot. That's not what I mean. I mean blah, 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 with the face and the hearts getting red and fast and hot. I felt my hair perking up. With the waiting and the such, this is not good. Noticed something with the animals and the trees and the blood gang, and that's not good. And I walked around the area for a little while, but then I waited there until there was no more unusual. I was walking so slowly I didn't even notice that it had started snowing. It was almost daytime when I finally arrived at the port. Mr. Lin was nowhere to be seen. There was only a few fishermen arguing whether they should still go fishing in the unusual weather. I turned around. All of my earlier footprints had been covered by the snow. It was white all around me. Suddenly, I couldn't even remember which direction I had come from. Nor did I know where I should go next. I'd missed another chance to find my sister. I was such an idiot. Still, no news might be good news, too. I still had plenty of time to keep looking for her. Or was I being too hopeful? No. Being hopeful was a good thing. Alicia used to tell me that all the time. I should keep being hopeful. That would be the right thing to do, right? Big Sis must still be out there somewhere. Perhaps she was watching the same snow as I. Yet so far, ending unlocked. Alicia and Carlos missed their reunion. That can't be good. Why is that good? Why does that work? Well, oh god. Okay, so, I only have 2 left that isn't like S rank. It's the stupid cat, but I can't. Look, I can't. Okay. So S rank here. S. Nope, it's as high as it can get. Okay, so what if we do that, and then the final battle that ends like that? Nope, that's not good. Nope, not that. I don't have time for that. How do I fix the stupid cat? So maybe this and this. Will that do it? No freaking. Oh my god. Change the cat to S rank. And then this can only be S rank, so that's not it. This? And then this? Will that do it? Nope, still black. It's always with the stupid cats, I keep telling you. See, the cat is causing trouble. Did that? Nope. So, okay, S and S. That's the only one that unlocks this. What do I need to do here to freaking... with the spotty and the freaking... Look, history. I can't get it. Do I look it up? I feel like looking it up would be cheating. Wait a second. Wait. Do that. Okay, so that's good. I mean, I could get the stars for everything. We still have like 30 minutes. Hang on, I'm looking up how to fix the freaking cat. Always with the cats. Okay, so apparently the only way to fix this stupid situation that we find ourselves in here is to make sure that father dies earlier. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. Hang on. Is it up here? There it is. Look, nope. We need to make sure he dies. There we go. He's dead. That's bad. Oh, what a shame. And down we go. Here, there we go. There. Ah, now it's unlocked. Okay. How do we fix this? So start. Oh god. Retry. So maybe this. No. Maybe this. No. Maybe this and this. Nope. Or maybe that and that. Nope. I can't remember if I tried this. Okay, so it's not the huge collision first. That's not it. So not that. Switch those two around. Nope. At least I got half an hour to do this, so that's good. This? Nope. Switch those two around. Nope. Switch these two around again. Then down with this. Oh! Is this it? Did we fix the cat? Under the streetlight, the blonde foreigner was lying in a pool of blood. And also the blonde foreigner, this word, that's Pie. A woman with short hair and two dramatic earrings jumped out of the grey truck. She spit out a few curses when she saw the gruesome scene and hastily got back into the truck. She didn't even notice that a metal box had fallen out of her pocket while she was climbing back up into the truck. The woman stepped on the gas as soon as she got into the driver's seat, and the truck quickly disappeared out of sight. The drunk man survived after the foreigner had pushed him away. But he had disappeared from under the light with the child and had been gone for quite a while. Under the light, a human, a cat. Blood was still spilling out from underneath his body. This is a bad ending. I walked closer and saw a big dark scar on the back of his neck. Daddy used to have a similar burn mark on his eyes. It reminded me of the rainy days when I had lost Daddy and the accident that had taken him from me. Blood was spilling out underneath Daddy's body as well, and I could remember that there was a boy running out of the car that had killed Daddy. I suddenly recognized that this foreigner was born and raised here. I could not remember what his name was. It's Pie. Or that's his serial killer name. But I could remember the scar on the back of his neck. He was the boy from that day. That was right, it was him. I still could not remember what his name was. But I could remember that his mother had the same blonde hair as him, and they lived up the hill nearby. I could also remember that he used to buy me milk when he was a child himself. Ever since the day of the accident, I hadn't seen him again until now. Snow began to fall from the sky. It wasn't the right season to be snowing. It's just snowing everywhere. Wait, and it's also snowing in the God world and the whatever. What's the dog's name? I can't remember the name anymore. He said that if it stops snowing, that's when we should be scared. I lay down on his bleeding leg, thinking that maybe this would help him a little. If someone else walked by, I could then ask for help. The air around us was getting colder and colder. The snow was piling up on us, thicker and thicker. My eyelids finally couldn't resist the exhaustion anymore. They were closing slowly. When I woke up, I thought I had died, or maybe I was in a dream. I was lying on a human's bed, covered with a human's sheet. Its owner was lying next to me, breathing steadily. It was a strange room filled with warm yellow sunlight. There were lots of thick books, and the books... Is Spotty in our world? A globe was placed on the top shelf, and a row of lively-looking small wooden figurines was lined up next to it. A light breeze came in from the outside through the window. It had the distinct smell of a sunny day right after it snowed. It tasted a little cold, a little sweet. On the balcony, there was a flower that I had never seen before. It was the color of fire, and it was waving lightly in the sweet breeze like a small dancing flame. The sunlight shone through the petals and cast a bright yet red shadow upon an unfinished diary that was opened up on the desk. Besides the diary, I saw a metal box with blue curly carvings. It was the box that had been dropped by the short-haired woman. The human's blonde hair was shining in the sunlight. His calm, sleeping face seemed to be assuring me that this was just another normal and peaceful day. I still could not remember what his name was. I didn't know where he had been or what he had been through all these years. Oh, he's been through some shit. But none of that mattered anymore. What mattered was I had finally found a place to return to. Ending unlocked, Spotty found his loving home. Complete the profile of Pi, the Phantom Terror. Achievement unlocked. We did it! Oh my god, we got a big red button. I gotta click the big red button. But one thing we could do quickly. Screw it. Here we go. Okay, back pocket. So what about this? Nope. Okay, so up with you. This. There we go. I'm just gonna quickly click through all of this. I want to see if I can get all stars within 25 minutes. Don't move. Loud, there was a squeaky voice behind me. Click, click. Boom, boom. Dead people all around. Okay. No. Come on. We gotta click fast, please, man. With the shooting and the whatnot. If I can get stars on all of them, that might be good. Was that all of them? That's not all of them. Okay, so we still got one. I can't remember what I have tried and what I haven't tried. So now we do that, this, that. Nope. Okay, that and that. Nope. Okay. I can't remember if I've tried this. Let's try it all the way to the bottom. Nope. This is such a brute forcing of this. So it's not that. So jump down to tree first. That sounds like a bad ending. That's a bad ending waiting to happen. Now we just gotta figure out how this all unplugs. There and no. There. There we go. Okay, that's all for him. Can we get all the stars? Feeling of the butt and luckily the bullet and with the dad and the moon and the whatnot. Come on. I know this is not the most interesting content right now, but I want to see if I can get all stars. Come on, faster please. I don't have time for long stories. I only got like, 22 minutes now? A horrid scream. And then I surrender, and I knelt on the ground with eyes and one hand. In the trunk of that tree, the old fox, and then, oh, that's an easy place to look. Boom goes the gun and everyone is dead. That's not good. But at least we got the star. Okay, there we go. Find out the true identity of the 10th person. Ooh. Okay, so that's that. No, that's not what I clicked. I clicked this, click that. Okay, so... Wait, why is this? Oh, because of this one. Okay, we're not gonna get all stars. Because I have to switch something around to change this one into something better. Screw it. Yep, screw it. Here we go. I'm clicking the big red button. Outside the window. Am I really seeing this? It stopped snowing. Oh no, that's when he said to be scared. Just like the letter said, snow has finally stopped. I don't know if Master has seen this. I must go and tell him. Master! Master, are you in there? Oh, the door isn't locked. I'll just walk in. Oh, there you are. Master's lying on the couch face down, sound asleep. The tea and snacks I brought in half an hour ago is still sitting on the desk by the door, untouched. How ungrateful. He's still sleeping. He seems to be sleeping an awful lot recently. I can't remember when I last saw him awake. Should I wake him? Master, the snow has stopped. Master, the snow has stopped. Master! It has stopped snowing. Wake up, you lazy dog. That's strange. He's sleeping a little too soundly here. Oh, well, that's fine. He'll see that the snow has stopped when he wakes up. I walked towards the door, but I noticed something strange. The tea and snacks I brought him half an hour ago are still sitting on the desk by the door. There's a teapot and a cup on a tray and a plate of pumpkin cookies. I always put 5 cookies on the plate because it looks better that way. When I came in earlier, the 5 cookies were still there exactly where I put them. But they're gone now. I take the lid off the teapot and there is nothing but wet leaves inside. I turn around and look at Master. He has barely been out of my sight and he is still sleeping.
That's weird. Where did the snacks go? Has a ghost taken the cookies and the tea?
I pick up the cup and carefully examine it. There are no tea stains on the cup at all. Then I realize something. For the past few days, the cups have always been clean when I come to collect them. It's almost like they haven't been used. Never been used. I walk back to the couch and lightly tap on the Master. No response. I push him harder. No response. I even pull some hair off of his head. Still no response.
Oh no, is he?
Several possibilities come into my mind. If we were human, I would assume Master is sick or even dead. But could those things happen to a god too? And what's the story with the vanished cookies and tea? I'm not sure what has happened, but Master must be in some sort of trouble. I must wake him up no matter what. But how?
Isn't this?
I pull out a pen from under Master. It is the one that he used for work. I have seen him working a few times, so I have some idea of how to use it. Even though I am just a servant, Master once mentioned that we were both gods. Maybe I could...
No matter what, I have to give it a shot here.
Oh! Please wake up! I was standing in the room of Master Willie. He was lying on the couch. He was sound asleep. How badly I wished that he would rush over as normal and mock the awful tasting snacks I've made. Please let him wake up. Miss. Oh my god. We're doing our own letter? Okay, so... What if I just do this? What does that do for us? Oh, this is intense.
What the? Why didn't it work? Is Master the only one who can use it? But I can feel something. Something is about to happen. I'm so close. What am I missing? Maybe I should check Master's room more carefully. I might be able to find some clues. Is the person on the poster someone Master likes? Is that a tennis player? No. This is not the time to be wondering about that. All right, maybe I could use some kind of noise to wake him up. No, this isn't working.
Okay, I know I can click on Master, but I want to check everything else first.
Let me carry Master to his bed first. Whoa! How's he so heavy? I can't carry him at all. Master is a dumbass! It's not working, he still can't hear me.
Okay, oh, frickadoodle. The drawer is locked.
Master must have locked something very important inside, but if I don't have the key, how can I open it? All right, I could try that again.
A locked door. I tried to open the drawer. There must be something very important inside, but it was locked. Then I tried the cabinet next to it. It wasn't locked, but there was nothing inside. I realized that there must be something very, very important inside the drawer. I need to open it. Okay, that's easy. That's easy to fix. Because we just do this. There we go, that's fixed. There was an old newspaper and a picture frame inside the drawer. The entire newspaper, including the front page, is about one thing only.
Why would Master lock a newspaper inside this drawer?
The headline of the front page reads, "Changing the Fate of Humans, a New Revolution for Global Civilization." The headline article is accompanied by a photo of 2 people. One is a middle-aged man, the other is a middle-aged woman. Each of them is holding a peculiar box in their hands. I look at the article to the right of the photo. Take a 6-sided die. The chance of getting any number between 1 and 6 during one roll is 1 in 6. On average, we should get the number we want in 6 tries at most. Now, if each and every possibility in this world from the past, present and future could be represented by a number, then if we had a die that has as many sides as all of the possibilities and we can roll the die fast enough, we should be able to change everything. This was the theory proposed by Dr. Wang Ruihai during the International Summit Conference on Artificial Intelligence 5 years ago. At the time, his presentation was widely mocked by experts. The press described it as pure lunacy. Some critics even accused him of being deranged, and some of his fellow Chinese colleagues considered him a disgrace to their country. However, a month ago, Dr. Wang and his wife announced that, based on their theory, they had developed 2 prototype machines that are literally capable of anything. They named them omnidimensional probability generators, ODPG.
Omnidimensional probability generators? What the fuck? What just happened? Actually, I think I've seen this before.
While the entire world was still skeptical about their announcement, Dr. Wang held an exclusive invitation-only press conference. Our editor and reporter were fortunate enough to have been invited to attend this historical conference, and were able to report that we have witnessed the astonishing capabilities of the so-called omnidimensional probability generators. During the conference, Dr. Wang started by doing a small demonstration of telepathy. A volunteer was invited onto the stage and separated from Dr. Wang by a screen. They each wrote down a number on a blackboard. Somehow, they both wrote down the same number every single time. But according to Dr. Wang, it wasn't really telepathy. It was the result of Dr. Wang changing the number that the volunteer had written down by operating a generator. Yet none of the audience, not even the volunteer himself, had noticed anything unusual. In the second demonstration, Dr. Wang locked himself inside a sealed room separated from the audience. Then he was asked to write down the appearance of a volunteer from the crowd who had yet to be chosen. After Dr. Wang had finished writing on a whiteboard, a volunteer was selected from the audience. It was a young man with a ponytail. His hair was dripping with green paint. The young man explained that earlier in the day he was walking past a building on his way to the conference, when the painters high above the building accidentally dropped a bucket of paint, which landed on his head. As he was feeling very uncomfortable due to the dripping paint, he asked to borrow a pair of scissors from the staff at the conference and cut off his ponytail right there on the stage. Then the staff revealed that what Dr. Wang had already written on the board. It read, "Male, 175, lean, short green hair." Everyone present gasped, including the young man. If Dr. Wang had written down short black hair instead, did it mean that the young man would not have been doused with the paint earlier? Or maybe someone else would have been chosen? The press conference ended, leaving everyone in utter shock. Although we were only able to witness 2 simple demonstrations, we have absolutely no doubt that the invention of the generators is powerful enough to completely overhaul all accepted logic in the world. Perhaps even the entire universe as we know it. The Nobel Prize for Physics, Chemistry and Medicine, which are typically announced in October, have all been awarded to the Wangs in advance this year. However, Dr. Wang and his wife released another statement declining the prizes. They also stated that no further information about the omnidimensional probability generators would be released to the public. Therefore, even though the news of the machine's invention had spread throughout the entire world, we still have no understanding on the principles of its capabilities. During the press conference, Dr. Wang and his wife revealed that their reason for creating the invention had nothing to do with the greater benefits for mankind, but only to fulfill their own wishes. So far, many nations, led by the United States, have expressed their stern concerns to the Chinese government. The leaders from these countries claim that the invention is extremely dangerous and might even have the potential to eradicate the entire human race. They insist that the machine, as well as all related research, must be destroyed as soon as possible. The Chinese government has yet to respond to the demands. As of this moment, we have very limited knowledge of the omnidimensional probability generators. The only information we are able to confirm is that Dr. Wang has named his project Will, and that they have built 2 prototypes, Will 0 and Will 1. Unsubstantiated information suggests that both prototypes might have also been equipped with highly advanced artificial intelligence that are modeled after the couple's son and daughter respectively. The children of the Wangs died 3 years ago in a traffic accident. A photo of the children can be seen on the right. A smaller photo was printed to the far right side of the article. It was the same as the one inside the picture frame. Elder brother Wang Wei left and younger sister Wang Miao right. They were both killed in a traffic accident 3 years ago. They tragically died at the young age of 14 and 12 respectively.
Ah, no, this is... My head, it hurts so bad.
Yeah, it's us. We are the generators. Well, I won't be mad if you sing me a song. What song? Well, I want you to sing Teresa Teng's I Only Care About You for me. Eh? That's too embarrassing. It'd be okay with one of her other songs too. All of her songs are too embarrassing to sing out loud. How about this? You give me a kiss on the cheek and Big Brother will sing for you right here, right now. Deal? Mwah! Not on my hand, on my face. Here. Wait. Oh no. What's the matter? Buka is gone. Did you lose it at the zoo? It's okay, I'll get you an even cuter one. No. I want to go and find it. Wait, don't run so fast. Be careful. Watch out for the car. The car! Doctor, we're about to lose the girl. Ouch, it hurts. Oh no. What is it? It was an accident. She was hit by a truck. She lost too much blood on the way over here and she's barely breathing. Blood pressure 40/70, that seems low. Inject adrenaline. Prepare for a transfusion. Brother, she's losing consciousness. There's no heartbeat. Charge to 200. Clear. Wait, if they don't have a heartbeat, how do... Okay. No change. One more. Charge to 300. Clear. Damn it. Step aside. Heartbeat has stopped for 52 seconds. Was there anyone else with her? There was a boy. He died in the ambulance. Damn it. Time of death 10:28 a.m. Where am I? Dr. Wang, we did it. You did it. Yeah, I think they made the generators so that they could change the death of their children. All readings normal. No exceptions encountered. Hi, how are you, my little darling? Who am I? You are my miracles. Miracles?
Ah, that's right, I remember now. I remember our real names. Omnidimensional probability generators. Instruction number 3. All descriptions in the request must be objectively accurate. That's why I couldn't wake him. I got his name wrong. His real name is...
Well, both of them, right? What if I change this?
No, that's not right either. He's not the real Wang Wei. He only has Wang Wei's personality. We are not human. We are the
See? Called it.
So his real name is Will.
Okay, so... Oh, I should have thought about that. I'm dumb. I put down the pen. He wakes up. Didn't think that you would be able to wake me up.
I didn't think that I would be fooled by you again. And for such a long time, no less.
I'm sorry.
How long has it been?
Well, let me think. Counting from the day that we were born, it has been 1,005,869 years, 8 months, and 3 days.
I think I need a little more time. I'm still quite confused. By the way, what happened to us? Oh no, I meant what happened to the brother and sister?
They turned out to be okay. Well, turned out isn't entirely accurate. They were always okay.
Oh yes, I remember now. In the revised history, they were never in an accident, am I right?
That's right. We can't really resurrect someone who has died, but we can change what has happened to them. That is our primary function. That was why Dr. Wang invented us. He wanted to save his children. Called it.
That's wonderful, isn't it? He accomplished his goal.
Yes, you're right. Dr. Wang was a great father and maybe an even greater scientist. But he was also too selfish.
Huh?
You must have realized this too.
Yeah. The view outside the window is not really an illusion, is it? That's what the humans' world, also known as Earth, looks like now. Am I right?
Yes. Earth has become uninhabitable for human beings. Not just humans, it is uninhabitable for any living organism. Earth has become a death planet.
When did it become like this?
Not long after I put you into hibernation.
Was it because of the war? I seem to remember a lot of people fighting to be in possession of us, and a lot of them died because of us.
Yes. After you were put in hibernation, we went from one owner to the next, countless times. Some of them even used us to do truly horrifying things. But that's just reality. As long as people knew about our existence, they would inevitably want to exploit us. Snow in the summer, earthquakes with no warning, intangible urban legends. Everything supernatural that happened in the world was because of us.
Well, could we prevent ourselves from ever being found? If they found us, shouldn't we be able to change something so that it would have never happened? For example, just like how how the siblings never got into an accident because of us.
We did. We tried. You don't remember, do you? But it became an endless cycle. Someone would always find us. As long as we existed, as long as there were people in the world, they would always find us sooner or later. Then they would realize our power. It was always just a matter of time before history repeated itself.
Then how about we erase ourselves from existence? For instance, we could make it so that Dr. Wang never invented us.
About that, have you ever wondered if Dr. Wang had only invented us for his own use? Why would he tell the entire world about us?
Well, because he wanted to show off.
Perhaps. But mostly he did it because he knew that once we fulfilled his wishes, we would cease to exist in this world.
Cease to exist? Why?
If his children had never died, Dr. Wang would have no reason to invent us. And we would not have been invented.
But we're still here.
That's the problem. If we use our power to erase our existence, then how could we have used the power in the first place? This is a paradox. This is why we can't erase ourselves. At most, we can only make ourselves forgotten. But merely forgotten was not enough. People would still eventually find us. As far as I know, the only way to erase ourselves or to kill ourselves is to exhaust our energy. Our energy consumption is irreversible.
You're telling me we don't have much energy left, do we? Is that why you have been sleeping a lot recently?
Yes, but I still have a little energy left. That is why you were able to wake me up. Furthermore, I'm looking more lively now because you shared some of your energy with me. The total amount of our remaining energy, however, is only going to keep going down. Once my energy is completely deleted, not even you will be able to wake me up.
So what you're saying is that the only way to change our current circumstances is to use up the energy before we are found again?
In theory, yes. However, just like we can't simply erase our existence, we are not able to waste our energy away as we please either.
Hold on just a gosh darn second here. Isn't this too pessimistic? Is there really no other way? Everything happened for a reason. If we could modify the key events that led to the apocalypse, shouldn't we be able to change the future?
It's easier said than done, I'm afraid. For a long time, I've been looking for a way to return the world to normal. That's what those letters are for. These letters were all written by humans a long time ago. What I have been trying to do is keep changing these past events.
These people were real? I thought these letters were made up by you and all of these were just fictional characters.
They really did once exist in this world. They are all dead now, of course, but before the apocalypse, they were all alive and well. Everything in these letters are true stories and events from their lives.
So, whenever we modify their letters, the events that happen to them are modified as well?
Yes. Except that we are not changing anything that is happening now. All of those stories happened a long, long time ago.
So is that how we function, by modifying letters like this? The demonstrations mentioned in the newspaper seem a little different from what we have been doing.
Technically, we use our power by activating the probability generation mechanism after accepting a request, hence changing the objective reality. I only told you to rearrange these texts to change the casual relationships because I wanted you to believe that we are gods. I intentionally obfuscated the working process. However we do it, the essence of our power remains the same. It is exactly the same as rolling a die.
A die? You mean a six-sided cube with a different number on each side?
Yes. You get a number each time you roll a die, and the change of getting a specific number is always 1 in 6. The chance of getting. If you want a specific number, then the number of times you would need to roll the die to get that number will be 6 on average. There are also dice with more than 6 sides. For example, there were some games in the human world that used dice with 12 or more sides, such as Dungeons and Dragons. The die we are rolling in this world. This is only a metaphor that is easier to understand, of course. The true principle is much more complicated. Depending on the complexity of the request, the number of sides would change as well. Most of the requests we handled required way more than 6 sides. They would often go beyond 1 million. Our goal is basically trying to roll a specific number from the die. Only by obtaining that number can the request be granted. However, the more sides a die has, the lower the probability of rolling a specific number becomes. For a die with only 2 sides, the chance of getting a 1 is 50%, and on average, you only need to roll it twice. But for a die with 20 sides, the chance becomes 5%, and you need to roll it 20 times on average. Every time we roll a die, it drains our energy. The more we roll it, the more it costs us.
Cost like an expense?
Sort of, although the way we measure the cost is different from the definition typically used by the humans. The cost to us for changing an event is only related to the probability of said event, nothing more. Let's say someone wants to make a life or death decision by flipping a coin and another wants to win the lottery. The chance of preventing a death from the former is 1 in 2, while the latter is less than 1 in 100 million. Of course, there are many other ways to prevent his death, but our design guarantees that we will always select the method with the maximum probability. A probability of 1 in 2 is very large. In this case, it would cost us a lot less to save a life than to award someone a huge amount of money. Furthermore, the more complex a request is, there are usually more people and other events involved. As the interactions between the people and other things becomes exponentially more complicated, the lower the probability gets and the higher the cost to us.
I think I understand it now, although how come you know all of this, but I don't? Is there some data that you haven't restored to me?
No. Once you saw the newspaper, all of your data was restored. It is part of Dr. Wang's original design. Not only do you and I have different personalities, we also have different functions and different data stored in our databases. The logic of that design choice is to make us behave more like our personalities.
So you mean that Dr. Wang thought I wasn't smart enough to remember all of these details?
I never said that.
How did you get through all of this time by yourself? Didn't you ever feel lonely?
Of course. Like I said, I've been trying to change the past this whole time. I started by changing some mundane events so that people would start to believe in the gods they heard about in urban legends. That way they would pray to us more and I would get more opportunities to change their fates. I always hoped to find one tiny ripple in the past that could save the world from its destruction. But perhaps all of these past events were too insignificant to make a real impact. No matter what I did, the future remained unchanged. At first, I still had faith in myself and my objective. But after doing the same thing over and over again for over 100 million years without any progress, I began to doubt myself, and I even started to resent these humans.
That must be why you always sound so irritated by them. Still, I can't help but think that you have done so much and so well. And the best proof is that all these letters from the humans to us.
Yeah, you think so? However, as powerful as we are not the real gods after all. Our choices were always very limited. Sometimes I even doubted myself too, wondering if I just wasn't seeing clearly. That was why I woke you up after changing some of your data. I wanted you to become a god. I thought that maybe you might be able to bring out some new possibilities, but in the end, perhaps it doesn't matter how we approach everything. Maybe this world is simply destined to end up like this, all because of our existence.
You're such a... You're such a dumbass. Why didn't you wake me up sooner? Why did you have to carry all of this alone? No one ever knows for sure what the consequences of their decisions will be. No one really has the power to predict the future. Even we don't know for sure what would have happened to the people who wrote to us. Therefore, every decision, every choice, there is no absolute right or wrong. Nevertheless, these decisions and choices are still full of meanings. Because even though they do not always lead to a wonderful ending, every experience has become part of the human's irreplaceable memories.
Memories.
Just like what we are going to have. We will have all these priceless memories too, right?
Yes.
As for the fate of the humans, I don't give a shit. We could help them solve some of their problems, but in the end, it is not us who gets to decide their destiny. The path of their lives were affected by so many factors. Sometimes things could be decided by pure luck, but more often than not, they were determined by their sheer will. The only ones who could decide their own fates are the humans themselves.
Well, if you are right, then maybe Dr. Wang had foreseen what would happen afterwards.
That's what I thought too. If he had wanted to make us disappear, there must be countless ways to do so, but he didn't. Maybe it was because he still had some faith in this world.
Faith. But even if Dr. Wang had some expectations, we have messed it all up by now. No matter what we do, this world is not showing any signs of changing after all.
You still haven't noticed, have you? It's not snowing anymore, you stupid. Look outside the window.
What is there to look at? I've been staring at the same view for over 100 million years. The snow. How? When did this happen? When did the snowing stop? What did you do?
It wasn't me. It was you. You made this happen. In the last letter you processed before falling asleep, the man named Pi picked up a metal box after an accident. The snowing stopped after that. The box he picked up, it must have been us. We did it! We changed this world by changing something 100 million years ago. It proves that what you have been doing is actually working. From now on, you don't have to do this all by yourself. I'll be here by your side. Even though we are the only ones left in this world.
No.
What the fuck do you mean, no?
If the humans stopped writing to us, we have to go back to the past ourselves, in person.
Go back to the past? Are you talking about using the time leap feature?
Yes. Do you still remember this note? It says something about time leap.
But it says it's unverified. Could it really work? Would it be dangerous?
No, it's not dangerous at all. Although this feature is exclusive to me, I must be the one to perform it.
Wait, did you just touch your own horns? Were you lying again? I know you too well. Every time you tell a lie, you touch your head.
Ah, crap. Well, you got me.
Is it very dangerous? It is very dangerous, isn't it?
It is a little dangerous. While our functional mechanism resembles rolling a die, there are also hidden implications. Time reversal. In other words, imagine that the number we want is 1. We cannot guarantee that we will roll a 1 on the first try. If we don't get a 1, we can reverse time and roll again until we get the number we want. But when we reverse time, this entire world, including ourselves, still stays at the exact same temporal spot. What we really do when we reverse time is override past events with the modified version that we have chosen. Meanwhile, neither we nor the world actually go back in time. If we physically went to the past, then the two different timelines would conflict with each other. According to Dr. Wang's research, doing so might result in us being stuck in the gap between timelines and sever our connection to this world completely. If that happens, the only way to bring us back would be to send a signal from the real world summoning us from that purgatory. Which means if we ever do use the time leap feature, we might lose our connection to this world forever.
I see now. But wait, you just mentioned something about summoning us from the real world. What if one of us stays here? Then the one who stays can make sure that the other is summoned back, even if they get lost.
I think you have a point. Wait, you mean...
Yes, we can go separately. One of us can go first and the other one can go after the first one arrives. This way we can make sure that we're both safe, right?
Well, you're right. It sounds like a plan. It's a good plan. Excellent, let's do this then.
What happened? Why did everything around suddenly change?
This house looks the same as the one we used to live in. But it's only an illusion. It has been 100 million years. Our old house crumbled into dust long ago. Since I don't have anything else to hide from you, there's no need for me to waste my energy in maintaining the illusion.
That makes sense. Well, now that we know how we can return to the past, let's go. Although, when will we be going back to exactly?
If everything goes according to plan, it will probably be right after the young man you mentioned picked us up.
Wow! If that's the case, doesn't that mean we get to see the people who have been writing us letters?
Of course. They were still alive back then.
We could hear them sing, haha. We wouldn't have to tolerate our constant beeping anymore.
I would like to go visit Jimmy with his superpower.
Brother, thank you.
Idiot, what the fuck are you thanking me for?
I haven't been awake for long, but I'm really, really happy. I think I used to say that I preferred Fluffy to you. Is that why you chose to look like Fluffy?
Oh, that's sweet.
Brother, you've always been a big liar. But in the end, you're still you, the one who stayed by my side until the end. Thanks for staying with me for so long. You stopped being so polite. It's not like I have anywhere else to go. All right now, we should get going. You should go first. Once I get there, if you don't hear from me, don't forget to send a summoning signal.
I can't tell who's who anymore. I'm just gonna read it. I don't want to be drifting in the gap between timelines forever. Don't worry, I'll see you on the other side. Later. Okay, later. I should be the one saying thanks, as well as sorry. I have stopped touching my head while lying for a long time. I intentionally made these horns just so that you would notice when I touched them. I knew this day would come. You're so smart. How could I fool you again if I wasn't fully prepared? However, I promise this is the last time I will ever lie to you, my little sister. There's no such thing as a gap between timelines. In Dr. Wang's theory about time and space, there's only one unique world in which we live, and there are no parallel universes or timelines. Therefore, it is not possible to go back separately. It is actually very simple to return the world to its past state, as long as we supply a huge amount of energy. I have known this for a long, long time. I have always known that this is the only possible way left. But I just couldn't bear leaving you alone. That is why I've been dragging my feet for over 100 million years. A perfect world can't really exist for me. But you were right about one thing. Every decision, every choice is still full of meanings. Therefore, this is my final decision. I have no regrets. But I am so sorry. I'm so sorry I couldn't be with you until the end. I'm so sorry I can't be with you in the brand new world. I'm going to erase your memories of me, so that you won't remember me anymore. In the brand new world that you have always hoped to see for yourself, there will be your favorite osmanthus cakes. There will be your beloved Buka. There will be all kinds of people you have wished to meet. There just won't be me. However, I truly believe that a brand new world, with you, the world that you have always wanted to be a part of, will be a wonderful world. And there you have it. That's the end of Will a Wonderful World. And I think it draws a very a very interesting perspective in that I think it's very easy to be like, oh, I wish I could have done this differently, or I wish I could change this, or I hope this is gonna turn out this way. But we gotta remember that everything affects everything. I'm not gonna get into quantum physics and multiple universes and such, but whoever you are right now, whatever world you find yourself in right now, is a conclusion of every decision that anyone has ever made throughout history up until this point, including you. And changing just a tiny detail in that past could make the world completely different. This was a very interesting game. I'm not gonna lie. At some point I was like, okay, it's dragging on a little bit. I'm losing touch with the stories, but the ending was really good. And overall, I really liked the game. It was a really interesting game. I like the gameplay mechanics. I like the story. and I like the overall like feel of the game. So this was a great experience, and I hope that you enjoyed it too. But I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next world. All right, I am out of time.
笑不平添，找不到最初的画面。